Now, climate change has been attributed to the rapid rise in the respiratory and other vector-borne diseases. Principal Secretary, State Department for Public Health and Professional Standards, Mary Muthoni, said unless checked through tree planting, the phenomenon will cause more havoc to people's lives. This and more stories are now on County's Roundup.
Speaking during a graduation ceremony for 100 emergency medical technicians of St. John's Ambulance at the Kenya Prison Staff Training College, Ruiru, Principal Secretary, State Department for Public Health and Professional Standards, Mary Muthoni, said other than the rise in respiratory illnesses, other infectious diseases like malaria, cholera are likely to resurge.
If we want to cure malnutrition, let's go back and sort out climate change. If we want to reduce respiratory diseases, let's go back and sort out issues climate change.
Meanwhile, Kenyan fishermen in Muhuru Bay in Migori County seized 5 boats from Ugandan fishermen over territorial trespass last evening. The action came hot on the heels of an incident in which 4 boats from Kenya were impounded by Ugandan authorities last Friday. Elsewhere, residents and academic stakeholders in Kaimosi are calling for a change in leadership at Kaimosi University after numerous complaints resurfaced over poor management by the institution's current vice-chancellor.
Anaandika watu wasio kuwa na makaratasi halali ya kuandikwa. Katika petition imeonyeshwa, tumeweka ushahidi wa kutosha.
In Kilifi County, 122 doctors have threatened to down their tools over poor remuneration and poor working conditions.
It is time to acknowledge their sacrifices and honor their commitment. We therefore call upon the authorities to swiftly address these grievances, not as a mere obligation, but a matter of moral imperative.
And in Kiambu County, over 1,500 residents of Kiangombe village in Thika are protesting eviction after an investor and self-help group allegedly laid claim to a 95.4 acres parcel of land they live in. Still in Kiambu, County Assembly adjourned its sittings for the Christmas break amid divisions, with a section of the County Assembly members accusing the Speaker, Charles Thiongo, of favoritism and high-handedness.
There are those very paramount things that must be done, like public participation. Mr. Speaker, however good our registration is, we cannot just bring it to the House just because it is favoring members. Mr. Speaker, it must undergo all the processes.
Elsewhere, in Isiolo County, residents of Kambigaba in the outskirts of Isiolo town are decrying exposure to diseases following the accumulation of waste at a dump site.
Unapata kuwa hizi pampers, sanitary towels zinaletwa zinachomwa. Alafu hizi hiyo moshi in affect the people living around the area.
Finally, conservationists are now grappling with finding new ecological species to translocate the endangered species of black rhinos after their numbers continue to grow at a very high rate on various conservation sanctuaries.
Kenya requires new land to house at least 500 rhinos in the next 4 to 5 years. This is something that must be done if this population is to continue to grow.